So, I got bored one day and decided to watch a movie I only remembered seeing the end of as a child. Gran Torino. And yeah, it was great. But what else can you expect from Clint Eastwood? The movie follows Kowalski, a recently widowed veteran from the Korean War who, as time went by, became alienated from his family and ever more angry at the world around him. However, one night, a kid of his neighbors named Tao tries to steal Kowalski's pride Ford Torino as his initiation into his cousin's gang. Feeling that they have dishonored their family, Tao's mother makes him work for Kowalski as penance for his ill deed. Where, despite them having absolutely nothing in common, they actually begin to form a mutual bond. And despite the family being the exact people he'd have been enemies with back in the war, he discovers he has a lot more in common with them than his own family. But with the gang still out there and making their presence more and more pronounced in the least pleasant of ways, Kowalski may have to make the biggest choice of his life. If I'm being honest, there are a lot of aspects I like about this movie, but for some reason, none of them really stood out. I was confused at first until I realized that's the point of Gran Torino. It's not some big story, it's just following the life of an old man watching as the world moves on without him. That's who Kowalski is, not by choice but by circumstance. He's an old man watching as the home he knew changes around him and is preparing for the inevitable end that's approaching with no real reason to keep on living. He's basically closed off and rejects all concerns others may have for him, and because of this, he's become disconnected from basically everything. But through the all-too-classic found family trope, he finds a new reason to keep on going and learns to live again, and his connection with Tao reflects this. He doesn't really know how to do much, and is basically set to go down a bad path in life. So Kowalski helps him out, using his connections and wisdom over the years to set him on the right path, and overall just helps both reform and teach them how to be the man of the house, eventually seeing him like a surrogate son of sorts. And I generally liked the characters, and I cared when something bad happened to them. Simply put, it is a tale of cultures mixing and eventually understanding one another. An unlikely friendship between two unlikely people, the past making way to the future, and ultimately, the need to learn from one another. If you like slower paced movies, then this is definitely an 8 out of 10. Hop on in and enjoy the ride.